Emmanuel Marino here from RPGamer, and I am sitting with
Adam Rippon from Muteki Corporation and now Choice Provisions as well.
Choice Provisions.
Yeah.
That's new.
Yeah, Gaijin Games recently, I think Thursday, changed their name to Choice Provisions.
Okay.
Because one, Gaijin has a slightly negative connotation.
Yeah.
And two, there's two other companies with Gaijin in their name. So we just figured,
confusing.
change our name.
All right. So what are you doing over at Choice Provisions?
I'm working on Woe Dave for the 3DS, which
Okay.
is and a bunch of other systems, which is a kind of Atari-style arcade platformer about throwing eggs at aliens and turning them into pennies.
Natural
really
fit
fun.
from your previous work.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, go from RPGs that take 2 years to build to an arcade platformer. Makes sense.
But you're not done with the RPGs, right?
I am not. No, not at all. I'm still creative director at Muteki.
Great.
And I'm still working on Dragon Fantasy. Honestly, like at Muteki, we were never really, like, it was never our sole job because it's kind of expensive.
I can imagine.
And I need to eat in order to keep living. So
Yes.
I'm really happy to be working at Choice Provisions, though, because they are allowing me to keep working on all of this and maybe helping in publishing, I don't know. We'll see about that, but I've been working on Dragon Fantasy Book 1 for the 3DS, which I'm hoping to release fairly soon.
All right.
And I'm going to be taking what I did with Book 2 and tweaking it a little bit. I've got a few chapters that I want to change up, like the middle of the game with Ogden. There was a whole boss fight I had to cut, and so the story didn't make as much sense as I'd hoped it would right there. And so I'm going to be putting that in and updating the PlayStation version and releasing that on 3DS as well.
Okay, so the Book 2 stuff, that won't be coming to 3DS yet.
Not just yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping to get the Book 1 stuff out in the next couple of months.
Great.
And then Book 2, September, October, November-ish, somewhere in there.
And then Dragon Fantasy will officially be on everything, right? At that point?
Pretty close.
All right.
I'm going to try to get it on to Xbox also at some point.
ID at Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm friends with the director of that, so...
Look at you.
Yeah. Well, I worked with him 15 years ago.
All right.
So, I've been in the industry a long time.
Fair enough.
And I'm working on getting both games on Steam.
Oh, great.
Which will have been...
I'll be honest, I'm shocked it's not on Steam already.
I know. Well, Greenlight is something I've always been terrified of.
Okay.
And I may, with Choice Provisions, be able to just publish the dang thing. And that would be fantastic.
Great.
So I would like to get both games out there in the summer, early fall. I definitely want to tweak Book 2 a little bit because it wasn't done when I released it.
So when you tweak it, it's going to be like, you're going to call it Director's Cut or just with enhancements or?
Actually, we're going to, both games, we're adding a subtitle to it. So it's not going to be Dragon Fantasy Book 1 and Book 2 anymore. It's going to be Dragon Fantasy, the Volumes of Wisteria, the first game, and Dragon Fantasy, the Tome of Black Ice.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you avoided Saga. That might be some contention there or something.
Dragon Fantasy. Yeah, we're going to call the second game Dragon Trigger Chrono Fantasy.
Candy Crush
Yeah.
Saga.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to throw a pixel in there at some point?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
I am going to throw a fishing game in there, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some news.
Yeah. I did a podcast with a couple of guys, and they said I should add a fishing game in there with a boss battle, and the boss battle gives you a bass bottle to put fish into. And I thought, you know what, that's stupid enough to work, so I'm going to do that.
A boss battle where you fight a bass to get a bass bottle.
Yeah, actually it's a giant crab who gives you a bass bottle, and then you put fish in it.
See, I'm a little disappointed you just have a big old bass bottle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the final bass?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
There will be a final bass. I don't know if I'll go into that much detail, but I've always wanted to do a fishing minigame, so
It's like an
why not?
RPG tradition, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to have a fishing game that maybe you spend a little too much time playing. It's like really weird that you spend like 30 hours fishing Zelda.
Yeah, I always really liked fishing games.
All right.
My dad was the king of Super Black Bass. The only two games he really liked were Super Black Bass and Zelda. So, considering Ogden's based on my father, it seems appropriate to put in a fishing minigame.
Cool. So, any new? You're bringing it to 3DS. So, how does it look in 3D?
It looks rad.
Okay.
God, I wish I could just point it at that and it would work, but it doesn't translate to film very well.
Okay.
But the Mode 7 stuff looks amazing. It's, like 3D on the 3DS works really pretty good with 3D stuff, but I think the simplicity of Mode 7 really brings it out. It's just like, it's subtle, but it's easy on the eyes like some 3D isn't necessarily,
I know you've played this game like a million times, so is it a little refreshing and fresh to play it in 3D?
Yeah, it is. And in Book 1 now, there's no more random battles.
Oh.
There's monsters on the maps. It works
great.
just like Lufia 2. So that's been, as I have been testing it, like it's refreshing. I can play it again, and I think if I can play it again, I think everybody else will enjoy it a lot. Because I've spent a lot of time playing Book 1.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So like 2 years in development, you said, right? To this point?
Book 2's been 2 years in development.
And then Book 1?
Book 1's more like 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I started in April of 2011, and it's June now, so 3 years and 2 months of Dragon Fantasy Book 1.
But I'm sure all rewarding, satisfying work.
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
I do think that once I get this 3DS version out, that's probably it for new features.
Okay.
But then again, I said that a couple of years ago, so who knows?
So new features coming soon to both games. How's your E3 going?
Well, I actually haven't been yet.
What? But look, we're here.
I
at
know.
E3.
I got here today at about 5:10.
Okay.
And
We arranged a drug deal online for you to come over here.
Yeah. I actually got invited to go tour the spaceship factory at SpaceX.
Oh, is that John Carmack's company?
No, it's Elon Musk's company.
Elon
You're
Musk's.
thinking of Armadillo Aerospace.
You're
or something
right.
Like that.
I'm sorry.
Aeronautics, I'm not sure. But although that would make sense considering I make video games.
Okay.
Yeah, I went, I toured the factory, and it was really amazing. Like,
How did you get in? How did you?
one of the guys who I work with is friends with, a lady that I work with, her brother works there. So
I'm learning something new about you. Adam Rippon, the most connected guy, indie developer.
well, when you've been in the game industry for 14 years, you meet a few people. Although these people I met in the last 3 months. So,
So how was it, man?
it was amazing. It was amazing. I was looking at like big fuselages being printed out of 3D printers.
Wow.
And the guy was teaching us all about how it all works, and it was amazing. Like engines, giant engines and stuff. I want to build a rocket ship. I want to make more games about aliens.
You need John Carmack money for that, though.
I do. I would, I don't think I can make that happen. But I'll make a video game. Yeah.
Did you get to sit in any cockpits or anything like that?
No. I got to stand under a Dragon 1 capsule, though, and it had the heat shield was all burnt up and stuff. It was really cool.
So this is what I'm learning. Rockets are more fun than E3.
This is my 13th E3, so I
You can take a break. You can take a break. It's fair enough. Fine.
It's funny though. I've had nightmares for like the past 5 or 6 years since I've been really showing things at conventions that I would go to a convention and miss the whole thing. And today I lived that nightmare. It's a rad nightmare.
Liberating. Absolutely liberating. Great. And apparently you saw like dead wolves or something like that? You're killing animals?
Yeah, I went to the La Brea tar pits afterwards.
I love the La Brea tar pits.
Yeah. And I saw, all kinds of cool skeletons that they fished up from there. And you know what I realized is like after seeing the future and the past, I have temporal whiplash.
Okay.
Which, it feels pretty rad,
All right.
Yeah.
So you're getting fuel for your next game?
Absolutely. I've got this game idea that I've been working on for a few years, and now I've got a whole bunch of new stuff. It involves aliens. It's not an RPG, but it would be pretty fun.
Interview's
more
over.
Of a strategy thing.
Not an RPG?
Yeah.
Interview's over.
It's more like a strategy game, though.
Okay, no, we like strategy games.
Yeah.
No, we like you. So whatever you're making, we're going to keep an eye on.
Yeah. I've definitely been talking about some RPG things with the choice provision guys. So.
Well, to be fair, you've done this for how many? You could take a break, stretch out your creative legs.
I want to make a few arcade games for a little bit because they don't take nearly as long.
But you have to have a great name like that Capcom game. Did you hear it?
Which one?
Capcom Ultimate Arcade Champion Fighting EX Alpha Plus
that's
Ultimate Challenge. I don't know. I'm sure I got it wrong.
Yeah. Well, definitely something I would definitely want to do. Like we did a game at Muteki Super Jetpack Dragon for Village Burntopia Championship Edition Ultra, I think we ended
Okay.
up. Yeah, it was the official name, but
Great SEO value on that one, right? Just,
yeah, it was silly.
did you check out any of the press conferences?
I read the tweets from my friends while I was
Okay.
sitting in
So this
traffic.
You are very low key on this E3 so far.
I have not done my job.
Okay.
So I'm going to correct that tomorrow.
All right. So what's the rest of the week looking like for you then?
Well, let's see. Tomorrow I'm going to stop by Natsume and visit
Great.
some of my friends there.
Huge, gigantic barn booth.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
great.
amazing.
I'm looking forward to that.
You know, our fellow reporter, Chris Privet's here, is actually married to like one of the
Yeah.
ladies going to be showing you around, I'm sure.
Yeah, Anna Marie.
Yeah, okay.
She's a good friend of mine. So.
I did not know this. She doesn't share these facts with me.
She's
I talk to her like
terrible.
every weekend. She didn't tell me like guys are good buddies.
Yeah. We've known each other for several years.
Okay.
Actually, I went to the Natsume booth a few years ago, and I was talking to her randomly, and I said I make Dragon Fantasy, and she said, "Oh, I have it on my phone." And so she became my favorite person in the entire universe.
All right, great.
Yeah.
She still tells stories about you giving her those like plush rocks.
Oh yeah.
She still talks about those.
Yeah. I don't have any of those this year, but my friend Kristen, who made them, made Woe-Dave plushies, and we've got some of those.
You know, those were really impressive today. They were really high quality and all handmade, you said, right?
Yeah, all handmade by my friend Kristen in San Jose.
Can people still get those if they want to?
One of these days, we're gonna set up an online shop.
All right. Because I've definitely gotten a few questions about the one you handed me.
Oh yeah?
So
Oh, well,
I know people want to buy some of this kind of stuff.
I will fix that.
Okay.
When we do the Steam releases, I think maybe
Yes.
I'll take the time to
Look
yeah.
at Supergiant Games. They know that's where the money comes from.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
soundtracks and the sheet music.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Dragon Fantasy Book 2's soundtrack is out. If you didn't know.
There you go.
Yeah, Dale North has it on Scarlet Moon Records.
Right.
You can download it. You can buy the CDs. I don't know if you can still buy the CDs. It was a limited run thing.
Okay.
But check.
So where do we go if we want to get those?
Scarlet Moon Productions. I think it's scarletmoonproductions.com.
Okay.
I'd have to check on that.
All right. So great, Natsume. I'm sure you got some work of your own to do, some more hustling.
Yeah. I've got the game Book 1 on the 3DS. I've got Woe-Dave on there also, and I'm going to be.
Live editing, people.
Yep, showing it to whoever wants to. Should I say that all again? No?
No, we're good. We're fine. They can deal with like 2 minutes of scratching.
Okay, cool.
right.
I forgot what I was saying.
You know what?
My fault.
No, it's all right.
All right, so RPGamer here, Emmanuel Marino, live and from Los Angeles with our good indie friend Adam Rippon. I'm sure I pronounced that right. Good enough.
It's Rippon, but yeah, close enough.
Emmanuel Marino here with Adam Rippon, hanging out at E3, and thank you for sharing your E3 stories with us.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I love to hang out with you guys, and I love the sound of my own voice, so I love to tell my stupid stories.
Well, now they can hear the sound of your own voice with beard scratches and
Yeah. Is that what it was? I was scratching the microphone with my beard?
Actually, it was getting against your skin, and
Oh.
it was like covering it up, so it was.
Right.
Beard scratching would have been sexier.
I can do that.
We could just clip it to your beard.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. That would look awesome.